takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness the Sasquatch. Thank you for joining me today for this holiday season episode of Discovering Bigfoot Live. So, um, it's cold up here in Canada. Cold in a lot of places. This is a cold snap for us. I can't help but think about what the Sasquatch do at this time of year, how brutal it is for all species, wild species, to survive in temperatures like this. It's absolutely crazy. It blows my mind how tough they are. Um, and because I've been on it, I know how hard it is. The cold just gets in you and it just seeps into you. And if you don't ever have a chance to warm up, my God, like just human beings are not built to be tough and survive in this kind of cold. Well, anyways, man, it's hard, and I can't help but information I have that I know about what they do is they must have a shelter. So I'm assuming caves of some kind. I've seen a lot of evidence of them being in caves based on the other thing I know too is they'll need water on a regular basis. So wherever they're caved up in, there's going to be a trail, and a trail that's built by a Sasquatch, by Sasquatch walking it, is very different than, let's say, an ungulate trail from bighorn sheep or deer or I don't know. Uh, wolves won't build a specific trail to water like that because they're randomly chasing animals around, but the Sasquatch will. And that trail is a very original look. It's very smooth because ungulates that have hooves that make those regular trails to water, their trails are very bumpy. They're very rough because the hooves leave really rough marks, and the Sasquatch don't do that. But you're not seeing Sasquatch tracks. They step on top of each other's tracks over and over, making a trackway. But it's a very smooth pathway. So just some of the information that I have. The other thing that I strongly believe is that they kill a deer and an elk and they just let it freeze, and they eat what I refer to as meatsicles all winter. So they love raw meat. I just know that based on what I've discovered, being close into the wilderness and getting attached to it again. Started with sushi, eating raw fish, and then into the Native American culture where there was a lot of raw meat that I was exposed to and that I ate that I really enjoyed. And the more I get into raw meat, like especially sushi, like I don't even eat cooked salmon anymore, and I'm domesticated as hell. Like I'm thoroughly domesticated, and I don't want cooked salmon anymore. I much prefer it raw. And I can imagine that. I tell you, like the bears and the mountain lions, the wolves and the Sasquatch, if they of course they would eat cooked meat, but I think they would enjoy it significantly less than raw meat because it's just very special. Even the connoisseurs of steak eat it. You don't eat your steak an excellent piece of meat well done, right? You eat it as rare as possible. The hardy connoisseurs like it blue, right? So, and myself personally, I like it extremely rare. So, anyways, just lots of stuff that I think about a lot, and cuddling up in the cave, staying warm together. Here's the real cowboy asked, "Do you think the Sasquatch preserve the hides of elk or deer?" No, no, they don't do anything like that. I've never seen any evidence of that, and no, they're tough, right? They're built for the cold. That's why another thing about them being so large is their ability. It's not only so large, but being slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. Their muscles are twice as dense, like bears are compared to gorillas. Bears have denser muscle tissue than gorillas. So a 400-pound bear is significantly more powerful than a 400-pound gorilla because gorillas don't have as much density in the muscle tissue because they overheat in the tropics because they're a tropical species. I know it gets cold in the mountains in Rwanda and places that gorillas live, but it's not cold like this, guys. It's cold. Like it's brutally cold. And it's cold for extended lengths of time. It makes a big difference when it's cold for months and months and months. So like right now we're going through a cold snap, and we're talking below minus 20 for weeks. So minus 10, minus 5 is a big warm up time for us. We'll be out running around in our t-shirts, sucking up the sun, and But again, we had the chance to warm up, and the Sasquatch never get that chance. No different than deer and elk. And another thing to take into mind too is ungulates have hooves because they can. It helps them survive better in the winter. They don't have feet that freeze up and get cold, which is a big disadvantage. So if you ever butchered an elk or a deer, you'll see like there's almost no vascularity. There's nothing to freeze in the lower part of where the hoof is. So it's the most incredible insulator, and it makes them absolutely outstanding survivors. That's a big reason why bears hibernate, because they have those big paws that are always touching the snow and they freeze up. So mountain lions get up in trees, and wolves are just tough. Wolves have a way to cuddle up and warm their paws up when they sleep. So hello Central Michigan Bigfoot and Wildlife. Hello from Canada. Hey Kyle, thanks for tuning in today. Hey, what's up? Enjoy your shows. Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. Greetings from snowy Washington. Is it cold in Washington? So Happy New Year, Andy. Thank you for tuning in. Aloha from Hawaii, I'm assuming. All the best. Thank you, Jason. Wait a second. Is this my man, Jason? So let me have a look at that real close. Because I have Jason, who's an expeditioner, but I think he spells his name differently. So just checking. Imperial Customs. No way, Todd. I didn't know you were still doing this. I, it unsubbed me. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'll be a Sasquatch researcher for the rest of my life. So as long as I'm breathing air, it's just always going to be something that's I'm just always going to do, no matter what. I love the wilderness. I will never separate myself from the wilderness. And as long as I'm out in the wilderness, oh, just spilled my water. I'll be learning about Sasquatch, and it'll, even when the discovery's made, which is, a very exciting time for us. When the discovery gets made, they're learning new things about gorillas all the time. They learn new things about chimpanzees all the time, all the time. The more we observe, the more we learn. Even that's another interesting question: is who's going to observe the Sasquatch, and how will that be done? These aren't gorillas. These aren't chimpanzees. So that's just a question even I brought up to myself right now. Like Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall, someone going to go live with them? How cool would that be? Can you imagine that? I mean, no disrespect to the heroes of mine, Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall, Broody Gattagus with the orangutans, absolute heroes. Ian Redman, um, but Sasquatch is a whole other ballgame. Like these are not. It's going to be such an incredible discovery. I mean, who is not going to be? There are going to be billions of people that want to know more about these species, that just get into these books. There's movies that'll be made. Once the real acceptance of this species comes in, it's really mind-boggling, the stuff we're going to learn from them. Because when have we ever? This is literally how I see it, without a doubt. When have we ever had someone we could call our teacher, someone we could literally learn from, that has so much to offer and teach us? I mean, it's like that with. I mean, that's what anthropology and primate anthropology is about, right? Learning about our history, studying human history. When you're studying chimpanzees and gorillas, because we evolved through that same pathway. So, and just to be clear on that, I am a man of science, and I don't believe in evolution. I know in evolution. Sorry, not sorry. Um, but that's a whole other topic. But anyways, with the Sasquatch, it's literally like a higher evolved being, and nothing like we've never studied. Hunters of this level. Like when you study, even let's say human beings and tribes in let's say South America, they're still human beings, right? They still have our abilities. They still have our strengths and our weaknesses. We're talking about a species that has just takes our strengths, the hand, and turns it into such an enormous advantage. Like we're talking about a being that is shaped and built like a human being, but can literally whoop a bear's ass. There's no human being that has ever even thought, or in any way, shape, or form, in raw combat without any weapons, taking on a bear. It's futile. A Sasquatch will do that. They'll do it. They'll whoop their ass. And a bear is the biggest, strongest thing in our ecologies. I'm not going to pull any punches here. I don't think a lion would stand a chance against a battle ready full-grown male bear versus a lion, guys, it's not gonna happen. I've seen the power of these bears, like a big grizzly bear, or even the Kodiaks. A Kodiak versus a lion wouldn't be a fight. I mean, the lion would just run; it'd be terrible. So, and I'm telling you, the Sasquatch versus these beasts and kick their ass. So, I mean, I would put a Sasquatch up against a lion. That's how amazing they are. They're just so awesome. I mean, these beings have had hands on me. I've seen the power that they have, and I'm just in absolute awe of them, which is one of the main reasons I fight for this discovery, and I'm so passionate about this discovery, is how incredible these amazing beings are, without a doubt. Mind blowing. It's absolutely amazing. So hi from South Australia. Wow, Southern Australia. Is Southern Australia like Northern North America or north of North America? Because I'm a Northman of North America. Like I'm up in the north of North America. So I'm very proud of that. Does Bigfoot build igloos? Absolutely not. How cold is it? Yeah, -20. It's cold. And you know what? The flags are standing up from the wind. I don't know if you guys don't know much about cold, but for every kilometer an hour, I know this is metric stuff, but for every kilometer an hour, wind chill is 1 degree colder. So when you get -20 and you get a 20 kilometer an hour wind, which is easily what we had today, it's -40. And that stuff rakes on you. Like you feel that cold just peeling it, ripping the heat off your skin. Hello, Todd from Florida. Love my pictures of Jake and Jake. Oh, you got your pictures. Congratulations, Laura. I love those pictures too. I'm so glad that we did that. We're gonna do more stuff like that. It's energy, isn't it, guys? There's an energy out there. I want my stuff out there. I want people thinking about it. I want people to talk about it more so than, and pictures are special, aren't they? More so than having YouTube videos and documentaries and stuff. I don't know, just having that picture, I think it's really special. So Stephen says, I had an encounter the last time I went to the area. They don't speak every time, but their way of saying hi to me is by tapping their fingers on the cabin walls and pushing up against the cabin. That's so cool, right? And I have to totally agree with that. I take a moment to think about it. I can't see like tapping and rubbing up against the cabin if it is indeed a Sasquatch. I mean, that's a real, that is hello, isn't it? I mean, there's no other way to construe that. There's nothing aggressive. There's nothing violent about that, especially tapping. And that's so cool. I'd 100% agree with you. I can't see that being any kind of threatening behavior whatsoever. Hello, Royal Creations. Thank you for tuning in today. And awesome that you're greeting everybody like you do, Andy. Dakin! How are you, Dakin, my friend? So Dakin has been on an expedition with me. Yes, I trying to take a minute here to, if I could, I would add Dakin as a moderator. YouTube is not working today for some reason in that facet. I don't know if I can just click on him and make him a moderator. Anyways, I would have if I could have. Dakin was on a fun expedition into the Nordegg region, and it was good. I don't remember. Man, I do so many expeditions, it's hard to keep up. But I believe, wasn't Stefan on your expedition? One of my most successful guys ever. We had a good expedition, and Dakin is very knowledgeable. Dakin is into the acceptance of orbs and stuff like that. At the time, I was not. And the only reason I accept the reality of orbs is because Survivor Man says so. Yeah, so we're all talking about Steven here. That's cool. Hey, Todd, any projects planned in the future with Dr. Meldrum? Why, I do Natchez with Dr. Meldrum. Natchez, Mississippi. I want to again. So I'll be doing that next year. The odds of me going to Natchez, Mississippi next year are like extremely high. I love that the people were there were amazing. I loved Mississippi. I really enjoyed myself, and Jeff did too. Jeff said he's coming back next year. I'd love to go back next year, and that's it. Oh, okay. Well, actually, and that is a good question. There's two other things I talked about with Jeff. Is nobody's analyzed fingerprints. A Sasquatch tapped the glass of my trailer when my trailer was all dirty, and I've got these beautiful dermal ridges. So Jeff wants to have a look at that. So I got to send that to him. I've been so incredibly busy with all the stuff I have going on right now that I haven't been able to send him that yet. And then I told Jeff, and this is the truth, and I was actually able to verbalize it to him, is I have a little fund that when I film my next Sasquatch video, and if it's within the ability of somebody to hike to it, I want Jeff to be the first person to come out and analyze. Like I want to show him where I filmed the Sasquatch and let him go into the area and do an analysis. Even to the point where I'll do my own investigation. I'll film my investigation. So when I get new footage, and it's going to happen, when I get new footage, I'll put a camera up of me walking in carefully, not disturbing any evidence, making my own examination and analysis without doing minimal damage to the area. And then I'll leave, and then the next person in will be Jeff Meldrum. So I want him to analyze my next piece of Sasquatch footage, if it's possible. Because, well, just the way things are going right now, it's likely to be possible because I'm not doing hardcore backcountry expeditions. And if I do hardcore backcountry expeditions, Jeff Meldrum will not be, there's no chance he'll be doing the analysis unless I get a helicopter him in or something like that, which is something I'll consider. But, and remember, there is a piece of footage, guys, that can be got, that can be, there's a piece of footage that'll convince the world that Sasquatch is real. So I'd be very excited to get that footage. It is possible. Don't give up just because it hasn't been done. Don't mean nothing. My footage is great. I'm really happy with it. The Patterson footage is excellent, but we can do better. I want somebody to do better. So whether it's myself or me mentoring somebody or just anybody else doing better, I really want that piece of footage that can really take this discovery up to the next level. It's time. It's really time. So yeah, it's high hopes for that. So what if we could put a real gorilla out in the woods? I would love to do that, to draw in a Bigfoot. I would love to do that. Yeah, that would be amazing. But I mean, that's not a reality. There's so many things, that I dream about this, and thermal cameras and drones in the air and following the Sasquatch. That stuff is far more real than taking a gorilla out into the wilderness. Man, that would be. And then, what if he gets attacked by a bear or a mountain lion or something, right? So it's dangerous out there. What if a pack of wolves come up on him? And that wouldn't happen. But this is awesome. Glad to see OGs in the game are still around. Thank you, Imperial Customs. Appreciate you joining us today. Meldrum rare for me. Okay. Oh, medium rare for me for the steak. Right. Rare steak and burgers, please. Got some real carnivores on here. Hey, Todd. Mike Brillier here. Is there one called Unish? I don't know. I don't know what the names for the different Sasquatch in my troop is, but maybe. Interesting why you would ask that question. So, yes, I like rare before beef too. There we go. Look at this. Hello, greetings from Ireland. Wow. My my maternal grandmother is Viola Ireland was her maiden name. Peter Neffers, interesting idea. Crazy gorillas have strong bite force. Really, crazy gorillas have stronger bite force than a grizzly. Is that crazy? That's an interesting fact. I did not know. Savannah Bigfoot, is it possible to have you come on my podcast for an interview? I'll be doing interviews and stuff, so send, I don't know, try to hook up with me on Facebook. I check my messages there sometimes. And I'm doing a bunch of interviews. I want to do Sasquatch Chronicles and a couple others. So, and I'm planning to do that stuff. So, Mr. and Mrs. Walter, hello, everyone. Hey, Andy, Happy New Year. What's the biggest Bigfoot you've ever seen? Just under, well, it might very well be the Sasquatch that I filmed the back of. I think he's 9'6", monstrously tall. But he was also, I just get a sense of, I've seen him. I saw him after that, and once I filmed him and saw that footage of him in video 6 from my movie where I get hit with a log, I think that might be the largest Sasquatch I ever saw. And I'm very certain I saw him about 2 years later, and he's older. At the time, he wasn't starting to gray yet, but 2 years later I started to see, or maybe I just couldn't see it because of there was no lighting. It was just infrared that I was using. But what I did see on that Sasquatch is he had more slender legs, like a man when he gets older. His legs get slender. His belly was a little more distended. He just had that old thing about him, and he moved not quite as agile and as fast. But I don't know where he fits into the troop, though, because he's not the dominant male. So if there indeed is a dominant male in the troop, which is just a strong theory I have and I support. But recently, people have brought up, why can't there be monogamous pairs? Why can't they be a tribe like Native American tribes? And yes, it could be, but I've seen things that have led me to. I accept that theory as, let's say, I would accept that theory like 20% likely, and then 70% likely of dominant males, and then 10% that I'm just completely wrong, and it's other little theories that just, who knows, polygamy and other stuff. So, hi from the Georgia mountains. You said you want to get a drone with infrared camera. Do you think Sasquatch will be able to see the? No, no, they'll never be able to see the infrared. No doubt in my mind. And actually, I didn't want infrared cameras. I want thermals. So, and thermals don't use infrared. So it's specifically, I will get that is going to happen. I am going to get a drone, a blimp drone. I'm going to put a thermal camera on. I'm going to follow Sasquatch around. It's like at this point, it was about $900,000 when I first wanted to do it about 6 years ago. Now there's better equipment, more reliable drones that last longer, and it's less than half, $400,000. So I get a big movie deal, I get a big television deal. That's the difference between, that is the biggest difference between me and other people I won't name. That, let's say there are many people that have done Bigfoot shows and they're very famous for it and they make a lot of money. What do they put back into Sasquatch? Would be a very important question. Because I'll tell you something, when I do a big TV show and I get tremendous abundance, it's going straight back into Sasquatch. And you don't have to take my word for it. That's what I do. That's all I do. I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. I'm truly devoted to the study of this species. And we can get it done. We will get it done. And that's it. So I'll put it all back in. I'm not gonna. It's the only way. It's the only way. So, say, Todd, how do they procreate? Same way human beings do. Same way gorillas do. The similarities between primates, you really want to see some crazy stuff. Literally at the zoos, chimpanzees and gorilla females are given human birth control pills. That's how they control the breeding of gorillas and chimpanzees and orangutans in zoos. So crazy, right? That's how, like, if you know anything about like dogs and cats and horses, they have cycles based on having their babies in the spring. Human beings have monthly cycles. I mean, we know this. So it's not based on the weather at all. So a human female can get pregnant in, a terrible time in July and have the baby in December in the winter, which would be terrible for the child. So, but anyways, understanding that gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, human beings, and all Sasquatch have the same cycles and the same breeding patterns is very profound, I think. Todd, Cryptic Rick would like to invite you on his podcast. I saw that. Just tell Phil or tell Amanda. They'll watch this. Phil or Amanda will see this anyways. So and I may have that on my list to do already. So I'm doing a whole bunch of, like I said, Sasquatch Chronicles. That I might be going on that show already. So, but I want to do that. I'll do that especially in January. So, hello Boston, Massachusetts. Love Boston. Great. I had one of my favorite pizzas ever there. I just don't get to have warm-blooded Sasquatch could survive. Yeah, isn't it? It's amazing. It's amazing. Jim, it's mind-boggling, but they're tough like that. You know what, Jim? There are things when it comes to Sasquatch. Let me get a little closer here. There are things when it comes even closer without bumping my camera that the Sasquatch do and the way they live that's kind of beyond us now. Survival of the fittest. If they have a child and it's not tough enough to survive, it won't survive. And the wilderness is harsh. That's why the elk survive and the deer survive, because you're either tough enough to make it or you're not. And especially as a youth, especially as a primate youth, where you're going to have, I'd say from the time you're born till the time you're about 6, it's going to be hell surviving those winters. But it's survival of the fittest, man, and they live based on that, and we don't. And that's why these concepts are so hard for us. We don't even have, our pets aren't even like that. Our pets aren't survival of the fittest. Like, we don't have our domesticated species that we use in agriculture. It's not survival of the fittest. Our freaking plants are rowed. You know what I mean? Like, they put wheat in rows, and they plant the seeds. Because in nature, wheat will fight to survive. Wheat will have to fight different species to survive. Oh no, we remove every species and put the wheat in, and we straighten line it and do all this stuff. That's a domesticated plant, man. Those aren't tough plants. You know, everything survives in in the system as we have it right now. So uh, it's not like that in the wilderness. These are tough. These are the toughest of the tough. They just they got to be tough. If they're premature, they won't survive. If they you know they can't forage or they have a weakness, they won't survive. If they have liver difficulty, have kidney difficulty, have some sort of sickle cell anemia, they die. And not only that, but only the toughest ones breed, right? It's only the really, really tough ones that breed and survive too. So in nature, in wilderness, it's very harsh, but it's tough. That's where you're tough, is when you can survive in nature after generation and generation. The male probably pokes a female like you would, yes. I probably shouldn't have read that. Hi from Quebec. Hello. Thank you for tuning in, Diane. Hello, Todd. All the best for the new year. Love UK. Hello, United Kingdom. Um, right, Andy Tildale. Okay, Siggy Bree. Todd, have you seen Survivor Man, Lestrade, Trouble, Bigfoot episodes still with Sasquatch in back of him? Don't even know. I don't know. I hear that a lot. I hear, oh, there was a Sasquatch, there was a Sasquatch there. Even one particular incident where I was out with Survivor Man in my research area, and somebody alleges that there was a Sasquatch there, and so it was all over YouTube. The video got 500,000 views. It was almost viral. I called Les. I said, I know that stump. I know it was a tree that fell over, and the root was up in the air, and it was kind of shaped like a Sasquatch. It was blurry because it was out of focus, but people were convinced it was a Sasquatch. And you know, Les is like, "What are you gonna do?" I don't know. Do a video, but we just let it go. But that is one particular case of, I'm telling you, there wasn't a Sasquatch there. And people have analyzed, even looked at my video 3 and different videos I have. Oh, is a Sasquatch? No, man, no, there wasn't. So in Survivor Man, particularly at the time I was talking about, we were crossing a creek before we went up in Radium. It was a Radium episode, the first season. That's not a Sasquatch back there. I've showed it to expeditioners. I go to expeditioners, go, remember that there's a video, it's viral. Even had one expeditioner ask me about it. I go, I'll show it to you. We went on the hike and boom, there's the root sitting there. I mean, it's clearly just a root that is shaped like a young Sasquatch, but it's not. So, hello, Todd. Hello, Nora. Hi from Ace Basin SC. Hello from Ace Basin. Hello, Kyle. Well, I'm a believer. Well, thank you, Peter. Hi from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Curious, Todd, did Lestrade ever give you a conclusive answer on whether he was a believer or still a skeptic? He never clarifies at the end of his series. I had a talk with Les. This is a long-winded story, but Les Stroud now, because he's very PC, he's he wants to move. He knows Sasquatch are real, and I love his perspective. He is doing everything in the best interest of this discovery. So he's not coming out and saying they're real, but he's coming out and he's saying there's something out there in the wilderness and we need to figure out what it is. What he's trying to tell you is he knows they're out there. But what he's also doing, which is awesome, is he's not scaring away the non-believers, the people that are so skeptical and will lose respect for him because they think they know him better than Survivor Man, right? Survivor Man, who's the man. He's the man. He's a beast. All that stuff he does is real. Nobody does. It's unreal what he does. He's literally the godfather of survival TV. He is literally as tough. He's tougher than you think he is. He's tougher than what you've seen. He's a beast. There's stuff that he's doing behind the scenes. There are things, his preparation, his mental and physical toughness. I've seen it. He is as tough as it gets. He's a monster. He's a beast. He does all this stuff for real. I was out with him. I'm telling you, the guy bleeds for this. He kills. Like, the stuff he does is absolutely outstanding. So, and he knows they're real. So, but he's PC about the way he talks. He doesn't want to upset people, right? So, I saw it too on, so Royal Creations is talking about something he saw on NVTV. Texas here, longtime subscriber. Hello, Corey. Thank you for tuning in. As Andy says, you can subscribe to my channel if you like. That would be awesome. I know horses can raise their temperatures 10 degrees by eating hay. Really? Right? And animals are tough. Species are amazing. Even using that word animal like it's some form of disrespect. I Animals are beings. They have feelings, they have thoughts. If if we have a soul, they have a soul. Is that blasphemy? I don't. I just look. I love, like, just as an example. I have a beautiful Roddy. I've always been a huge dog person. I love my pets. They're family members to me. Just because they are a little hairy and walk around on all fours, we treasure our pets. And I can't look at elk and moose and deer and all the incredible species that exist out in the wilderness and not have absolute reverence for them. I think the wolves are beautiful, the way they float along. I've seen wolverines playing. All the species that I see, they're special. Ever seen otters play? Right? Harbor seals are so cool. So I don't know. I just that's just the way I feel. Love it or hate it. I don't look at animals the way some people do, with quite a bit of disrespect. I think they're amazing. So I can see with domesticated animals how it's different, but yeah, wild species are magnificent to me. Yeah, I just think they're outstanding. The real deal right here. I'm always impressed with Todd's work. Well, thank you, Ghost Dog 4. Heck yeah, one of my favorite researchers. 3-day weekend, go deep into the bush. Had success. That's awesome. Um, have you ever expeditioned in Oklahoma? Interesting stuff going on here. No, so many states, so many places to go. But what I can say, John, is watch my movie, watch the episodes of Survivor Man, learn as much as you can from me, take all that I have to offer, and go expedition in Oklahoma. Use all this information, and I wish you tremendous success. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing, sitting here. That's why I did the movie. That's why I worked with Survivor Man, is to help people like you in Oklahoma and Wyoming and Washington and everywhere, to help all you people move forward and have good success with this discovery. John Case, I hope someday you get footage of the greatest footage of Sasquatch, and I'll come get your autograph and have you sign a picture for me. Right? I mean, there's no ego here. I really want this discovery done. I'm really passionate about the discovery, period. And that's why I'm here to help and answer these questions. Do you see the shock wave Patty has as she puts her weight down on her leg? Yes. I think even more important than that, though, is the blown quadriceps that you can see. The big, not just that, but her quad is blown, and it's reacting. It's balling up. So, which is why I believe she never bolted out of there real fast. Join our Discovering Bigfoot fan group on Facebook. And you know what? I will take a moment to talk about that. So we've been really, with the help of some new people, and my expeditioners, most importantly, people like Kyle, James, Jason's been out there, Matt's been embracing it. I'm really encouraging everybody to get out on there on that Discovering Bigfoot fan page. I just see a lot of collaboration, a lot of great things going on there, and it makes me really happy. So yeah, join the page. Kyle's been out with me, spent 3 weeks in the bush with me. He's very well trained by me. He's got a lot of wilderness knowledge and experience, and he'll talk to him, answer it, get questions from him. Kyle watches all my shows. Kyle's seen all my stuff, right? So he's got a lot of answers too. So, and Kyle's a colleague. So is James. So is Stefan. So is Jason. So is Matt. So the list goes on and on. Bob, all the people I'm forgetting right now. Ashley, if she ever goes on there. Hello from Florida again, man. I gotta get out to Florida, guys. Man, I've been so far behind. I have to get out to Florida. I still have to get back out to New York. Like, oh my God. Sing to them when you see one. Would it make a difference? Yeah, I think if you sang something nice, they would appreciate that. I think it's a good idea. I would encourage that. NVTV is an awesome channel. I don't know anything about this. Am I on NVTV now? Maybe you could bring a gorilla on expedition. Yeah, we talked about that already early in the show. I would love to, but not likely. Mr. Todd, can you please tell me, is Mike Patterson legit? I don't know Mike Patterson. Sorry. I know where the guy, the Sasquatch killer, hangs out. He lives in my city. What? I know where the guy, that Sasquatch killer, someone killed a Sasquatch, hangs out in my city. Well, he's lucky to be alive. He better stay out of the wilderness. Do you believe that guy in California shot a Bigfoot? Oh, I don't know anything about this. This is all news to me. Sorry, guys. I just I'm working on the next movie right now. Where's the real content? Go watch my documentary, Mark. If you're not happy with this discussion, then I'm sure there's other things that can entertain you. IDK, I want to ask him to take me out there. Okay? I do expeditions. Mr. Todd, can you tell me? Oh, see, I don't know. That's the same question. Lots of stuff talking about shooting a Sasquatch. Nothing can defeat a pissed off male Sasquatch. Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to be around that. Yeah, that'd be a bad day, Joe. So, really bad day. Crazy bad day. Even like a pissed off male Sasquatch, if he's alone, you're dead meat. And you have a gun and you're dead meat. If he's got individuals with him, you're done. You don't have a prayer. If he's got one buddy, if he's got a family there, you're dead meat. But I'm talking guys like these Sasquatch are so impressive. I just, even like, they move through trees. They can move so fast. They can hit you with infrasound, guys. You're done. You're so done. Infrasound, you're stunned, you're dead meat. So many levels you don't mess with Sasquatch. Just so many levels. I could sit here and talk for hours about. Don't even think about it. I don't worry. The killer not to kill Sasquatch. Obviously, I'm no kill, profoundly, because I like breathing. I like being a dad. I like being around in the lives of my family. I like my friends. Yeah, I like Kaya. Right. I don't want to die. So that's just the way I look at it now. I literally just I'll laugh off people that are going to go hunt them. It's literally laughable. Yeah, you go in the ring with Mike Tyson, you 5-year-old little kid, and see how long you last. You're not going anywhere. And it's not even an exaggeration, guys. It's no exaggeration. So if you're just a regular human being and you're going out in the bush with a gun, even with your buddies, you go out with your guns, you're taking on a group of Sasquatch, you are never going to see them. And if they come around for you, you have nothing but my sympathies. This is what the natives used to tell me. Take your last breath. That's all you get when a Sasquatch is coming for you. Take your last breath, enjoy it, because you won't be able to finish it. They'll get you that fast. And I've seen it. And it's very real. So that's entirely my perspective. I literally, a few years ago, probably quite a while ago now, there was a famous tracker who knows me, and he was going to go out with a group of mercenaries that were former military, real badasses, rangers, seals, tough dudes. They were going to go out and kill a Sasquatch, and he was going to be the tracker. And I convinced him not to go because he should live a long, happy life. And at the end of the day, with his knowledge of tracking and wilderness and species, he agreed with me. If they're real, he wasn't even sure they're real. He was going to go track with them, though he's going to be their tracker. But if they are indeed real, it's a death sentence to get out there. It doesn't take me much to convince people that really know about the wilderness. It doesn't take me much to convince them of that. So, a true believer, your evidence is amazing. This creature is amazing from Australia. I'm a true believer. Well, thank you, Anthony. Good day. Good evening. Good day. I say that. I'm Canadian. I say good day. Good day, y'all. David from Arizona. I've been wondering, do you think Sasquatch mate for life? I talked about that a little bit. So just a male-dominated troop is what I heavily 70% lean towards. So with that being said, as long as that male dominates, he mates with that group of females for life. It's no different than gorillas or lions. That's my theory. Hi, Todd. Do you believe the Patterson film massacre theory? Thanks. Nope. I didn't look into it much. Then I saw some blatant lies being told. And then Jeff Meldrum stepped in and substantiated more lies, like blatant lies. Well, how would Jeff Meldrum would call it bald-faced lies. So I see 3, 4 lies, peace out. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I've seen lies. So you you can't go into this like when you even this is advice to anybody who's gonna get a piece of footage. Really, just don't give a big fish story. Don't say the Sasquatch was 9 feet tall when you saw that he was 9 feet tall. Say he was 8.5 feet tall. Say he was 8 feet tall. Under exaggerate, if anything, and just really get your facts in line. Be honest about the date. Be honest about the timing. Be honest about your truck. Be honest about everything, because that's how I get to people that aren't telling the truth. Is I find little holes in other things. Well, you said he wasn't there with you, and this guy was there. You said this dude was never around, yet he was there. You said that you were on horseback, and you weren't on horseback. You know what I mean? Like, there's just little things that I'll get to, and you know, people get you. You know, like as an example, people went after me hard about the snowstorm in that happened for my Jane footage. I went in after a snowstorm, and yeah, and people went in and investigated and found out there indeed was a snowstorm during the time that my footage was shot. But you know, if in that even that week period, let's say no snowstorm at all, and I allege I went out there and got my footage because of a snowstorm and went through a snowstorm, and the snowstorm is the story, and you find out there's no snowstorm, is it real Sasquatch footage? The answer is no. It's a lie. I'll call a lie a lie. You lied. So, and you have to understand, no one has ever in any way, shape, or form put me to task like that in any way, ever. Because I was honest, I was truthful, and I just stuck to that. I'm not wavering from it. I just even tell the truth when it doesn't make sense at times. Just as an example with the Patterson footage, there's like Jeff does a little presentation about 5 things that at the time they dismissed the film because there was no mid-tarsal joint in the foot. There was no big heavy primate. All these things that science dismissed at the time, we learned later on that is indeed how the foot would be, how they would walk, the gait they would move. It's all these things that they were just honest, and it was raw. And now the Patterson film has passed the test of time, and it is real. 100% real, guys. There's no doubt anymore the Patterson footage is real. If you're having that argument about Patterson footage, you need to go check your facts, because you could literally make there have been documentaries made about the reality of that footage. And Jeff Meldrum and John Benedict have walked around, John his whole life, and Jeff to this day just continuously finds new pieces of evidence that all point to the fact that that footage is real, and not one single piece of evidence has precipitated that shows that footage is not one lie, not one piece of false evidence has come out, so that I've ever seen. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about the Patterson footage, but I think it's an amazing piece of footage, and yeah, you're doing a great job, kid. Thank you, kid. I like being called kid. I kind of feel kiddish. So tell us more, Michael, about a claimed shooting of a Sasquatch. Oh, you guys just look at that online. Oh gosh, so much crazy stuff. Mike Patterson with Sasquatch Ontario, he claims he's having interactions with Sasquatch. I need your input. Yeah, I just don't know. Sorry. What's up, Todd? How have you been? I've been good. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle Cody. Huh. Get a tag. Dan says, Todd, answer my question. How do they do it in this? Well, I did talk about that. Love the great work you do. Thank you very much. Someone's name I can't read. Michael says, do believe that guy in California really killed one. Oh, so we're talking. Yeah, again, I don't know anything about that, guys. How come you haven't posted any high quality pics of Bigfoot since the movie? Did they pack up and move somewhere else? Since the movie came out, the new footage that I've acquired. So what am I at now? So video 8 was in the movie. I'm at video 9, 10, 11. It's in Discovering Bigfoot Part 2. So I'm years behind, guys. Years behind. California Bigfoot has some. I'm very happy with the events that transpired, and even the mediocre footage that I have, I'm still really happy with it. So I'm just very pleased with it, and that's the movie I'm working on right now. Discovering Bigfoot Part 2 will be next. So I need, guys, I need to come out in a storm. I need to shake things up. I need to do what I can to generate revenue so we can make this discovery happen. So I am going to do that. So, and the truth is, you know what? Honest to God, the truth is, so I know I have video 9, 10, and 11. I've never even reviewed them. I literally have Sasquatch footage sitting somewhere around here on a hard drive I've never even looked at. That's how crazy my life is. I've literally not looked at the footage. I might have video, so I have 9, 10, 11. I might have 12 and 13, but I haven't reviewed that footage. I don't even know if I have a Sasquatch on that footage. There's stuff that happened to me on expedition where I'm not sure I got footage. So I haven't reviewed it yet. I literally came home and I've got like hours and hours, and I never touched it. So my life has been absolutely insane. Just on a personal level, the personal stuff I've had to go through. I'll talk about it now because it's really come to an end. I've been going through family court. And as a father, fathers have no rights in family courts at all. You're treated as the lowest denominating nothing. And I've been battling that for 3 years, and it's taken up everything in my life because my children are number 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the most important things in my whole life. So, and there you have it. You ground it out of me. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. I've been battling for custody of my wonderful, amazing children, and I'm a dad again. So, and everything's going to change now. And here, I've never talked about that, and I'm going to tell you guys right now. As of today, I have full custody of my son and daughter. I've worked 3 years through the most horrible debacle of a family court system you could ever imagine. We need to change the system, and I'm coming for that too. That's something else I have to work on and be a part of, because I am a filmmaker. I do have connections to Netflix, and the abuse that the children are going through because of the family court system is an absolute atrocity. It's a disgusting debacle. So many people know about it. I didn't until I went through the system, but the good news is, justice didn't prevail. There's no justice in those families. I barely see any justice in the court system at all. I'm talking criminal and family. It's a debacle. I'm so ashamed of Canada, the United States, United Kingdom, Australia. I've been working with these people in these different countries, and I'm absolutely ashamed of our system. Nothing worse than family court. But I just got lucky, and that's it. And I got lucky that the right thing happened. I got full custody of my beautiful children I love and adore so much, and they live with me, and that's just as of like a week ago. And now I'm back. You're going to get the old Todd Standing again. I'm going to finish my documentaries. I'm going to start working on all this stuff. That's why there's no footage. That's why nothing's been done. I have piles of paper to do with getting my children back, fighting court battles. It was all for nothing. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, wasted 3 years of my life, and it was all for absolutely nothing. The court system did nothing. It was social workers at the end of the day, and it fixed everything, and it's been a total debacle. But again, the point is, I'm back. You want that footage, you want that stuff, it's coming. Warner Brothers, my distributor, Netflix, my executive producer that Warren Coral, that's been working with me, that released Discovering Bigfoot, the movie, with me. They've been screaming at me for years, but I've been absolutely devastated by having my children taken away and being in the position that they were, which is horrible. So first time I've ever talked about it, but literally it's today, the 29th, that custody has fully been relinquished to me. They moved in with me on the 22nd, and I have now full custody of my children. There's still a battle to go. It'll never end because it's family court. It's a joke. It's got nothing to do with the best interest of the children. But they're in my custody. They're happy and healthy. They're the most wonderful, amazing children. They're soulfully attached to me. And what does that mean for Bigfoot? That means new movies are coming out. That means Todd Standing, who can work his ass off, is coming back. All the little deficiencies I've had, they're not little, they've been huge deficiencies. I've literally been working maybe 20 hours a week on Sasquatch and being a Sasquatch researcher. And maybe more than that. Maybe 30, 40 hours a week. When I'm on expedition, I bust my ass. I'm working 24 hours a day. But anyways, I get back to the grind. I'm going to go kick some ass. For me to make a movie all by myself is a tremendous amount of work. And I do it all by myself. It's produced, directed, edited, sound, After Effects, all done by me. I do everything. So, and I did it before. I'll do it again, and I'm back, and it's time. I'm gonna do regular videos. I'm even gonna start doing my YouTube videos again, like I did. You notice maybe about 3 years ago, I was doing Sasquatch Sundays, Throwback Thursdays, Big Talk Tuesdays, and Wednesday shows. I'm back. I'm gonna get healthy. I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna get strong. My mind will clear up. I'll sleep properly, like I haven't been, and just the clarity that's coming back to me, even in a week that they've been here and they've lived with me. I learned through this. I learned lots through this horrible turmoil that I've been through. Post traumatic stress disorder, all the crap you go through. It's a horrible nightmare. This system, but I've really learned about stress and how even good stress can affect us in weird ways. Like having my children come back to me has been overwhelmingly so good. I feel I've had a stress about that. So all this comes back and will make me stronger and better with the research that I do. I know it will. I'll be more connected. I'll be more fluid. I'll have better clarity of mind. I'll be I'll be in a better state of reality because of the trauma that I've been through, because I've seen the worst of the worst. The worst thing you could do to Todd Standing, the absolute worst thing you could do is take my children away and treat them poorly. And it's way beyond that. I'm not going to get into details of it too much, but it was that's the worst thing you can do to me. You could have put me in a war. You could have had me kill people. You could have, like, there's nothing worse you could have done to me than, because I am a father first, and I just adore my children. I treasure them. You've seen the little shows that I've had them in tidbits when I had some visitation with them. They've been on the shows. You see, like, they adore me. I adore them. We're soulfully connected. So I know many of you can really understand that. And now that it's all come to pass, and for the first time ever, I can talk about it. Um, yeah, this it's all going to change, and it had to come out of me in a question, right? I thought maybe never talk about this, but eventually it's all going to come out, and that's going to be the show for today, guys. Um, you have to go out there again, prove it to us again. This is from Siggy B. I accept your challenge, Siggy B. I intend to go out there again. I intend to do it again. I'm so not done. I'm just getting started. This is nothing. What's happening now with Todd Standing, and more importantly with discovering Bigfoot, is I have all these people that are coming out with me. All these people I'm training. That feels so good. One of the proudest pictures I have, or the proudest pictures I have, are of me. Like, let me go get one. There's one on my Instagram page with Kyle and Craig. There's the three of us, and we're kind of standing like this. I mean, I love that picture because I'm training these guys. But just let me grab this. I don't have it handy. Sorry, but I just pictures of me with these expeditioners that are learning and teaching me, and it makes me so powerful when I get more people, all these great minds helping me. It makes me very powerful. It's very, very exciting. So I have all these new people working with me. I have all these new ideas coming forward. I have all this new maturity with me because I understand the reality of the world a lot better. I mean, civilization will whoop your ass. Court systems, police, the judicial system. It can destroy your life. It can absolutely annihilate you. And, and I'm just learning that civilization is not so civilized. And you know, you see these things in nature. I'll talk about this for a second. You know, you see like a baby deer get killed by a bear, and you see wolves killing babies, and all these terrible things, and you think, well, man, we don't have that in civilization. No, they do things in other horrible ways. There are horrible things about our civilization that are just absolute atrocities, and I got to experience that, and I got to now I don't go into the wilderness and go, wow, civilization's all that in a bag of chips. It's not. So it damages people, it hurts people, and yeah, and I really know that in wildness is the preservation of the world, and this society of victims, and everybody's got all these and whining, complaining about things, and everybody needs special attention. I sure appreciate that's not in nature, man. You get a whining little fox and he gets killed by a coyote. You get a whining little coyote, he gets killed by a wolf. You get a whining little bitch of a wolf and he gets wiped out by the mountain lion. You know, like it's uh, you got to be tough, and it's, you know, you got to be hardy. And I've had a lot of lessons, and it's been a hell of a journey, but I'm back for it. I'm looking forward to going through all that footage and having all that success come out, making these new movies. So and really getting ready and making it a priority to get new footage. I haven't been doing that. I haven't done that at all. I'm basically I've basically been doing these shows, uh, you know, taking expeditioners out, meeting people, but really not ready to go and just bleed for it like I have in the past, because my mind's not been there. And I'm not like, I wasn't tough like I used to be because I was so injured. I'm walking around literally with a knife in my heart trying to survive and not bleed out. And it's out, man. It, like, the knife is out, and it's healing. It's all healing up. It's feeling better, and I'm gonna be tougher than ever now. I'm ready to come back, and way more powerful than I've ever been before. I feel it. It's a very 2022 is a very exciting year, for this Sasquatch research to precipitate and move forward. I have lots of new ideas. I feel very ambitious, and I'm backed it, and I'm going to work so much harder. And even just like, man, all the stuff that's just gone down, the all the stuff I haven't been doing. Just even starting with, just as an example, my YouTube channel. Right, it was going from, I'd get, you know, I'd have I was literally getting 50 times, 100 times the viewership on the YouTube channel that I am now. It's not an exaggeration. 100 times more viewership, more subscribers. Everything was doing so much better until this whole family court thing got involved, and this debacle happened. But I did it all before. I got footage before. You think I won't get it again? Of course I will. Of course I'll improve. Of course I'll keep growing. Of course. It's as sure as corn chitlins in June. They taught me that in Mississippi. I'm back. I'm ready. I'm taller, fitter, stronger, smarter, faster than ever, and we're here to go make this discovery. I am very grateful for all of you, for your support, and for your questions. So I'll be back next week, and lots of videos to come, lots of new stuff I'm going to be doing. So I'm working real hard getting that documentary out, and just taking it day by day. But really, I'm back, and I'm ready to go. Really work, put my heart and soul back into this discovery process, and I'm very excited to do that. So, and I want your help, and that's why I'm here. And I want to help. I want to get help, uh, for all the stuff that we have to do, and I'm looking forward to getting this discovery done in 4 years. Let's do it. Let's get it done. So I'm here to make that happen. And until next week, thank you very much for tuning in. I am Todd Standing, and I will see you next week.